Hi, Brian here. Welcome back to the Angels and Modelling Railways. So digital control, it's something that I've dabbled with before because I had bought one of these little cheaper versions of a DCC controller. It was ideal for this layout due to the fact that I've got locomotives that were running on DC. That's like the majority of my locomotives. I think I've only got 7 or 8 with digital chips in them. But when I was using this other digital controller, I used to have difficulty actually programming the change of address for the local from 3 to whatever number the local was. And then when I hooked it back up, it would suddenly just have 2 or 3 locomotives would revert back to the number 3 address. And it was difficult to actually kind of reset that up, have a locomotive moving, then change address, go into another locomotive, have that moving and being able to do functions with it as well. It's a footy little system that it's good for the price and it's ideal, and I'll still utilise it because obviously for the ON30 layout NAM 68 Redo, it's going to have a digital loco on it, a couple of digital locos, so I will need a controller to manage 2, maybe 3 locos max. Anything more than that, that little controller becomes a pain in the ass. Whereas I've now moved on in the world and we now have, yes, the NCE power cab. I managed to get this a really great deal from Rich on eBay, and it's as good as new. And everybody knows about these handsets are great. It's a great beginner setup. It's perfect for people like myself who are kind of new to DCC and setting up all the different functions and changing CFEs, and obviously setting up a consist, 2 locomotives travelling in the same direction in the same train. So I'm going to get this hooked up. I'll show you some running shots. I've dug out all my DCC locomotives, and one of them obviously is my favourite. That's the Broadway Limited E6 and PRR livery, number 89. It's all the bells and whistles as well as the smoke function. So it's a great locomotive. I'll have that running around as well, and I'll obviously be utilising other DCC locos as well. Maybe do a little bit of shunting in the yard as the other locomotive runs around the track. So I'll share some shots of that. But also in this update, I have acquired some more Scottish stock. I have suddenly taken the bit between the teeth and decided to start collecting items related to the West Highland line and the idea of my whisky distillery layout based around the loch that I'm going to do in the garage. So I was starting to get some bits in for that. I was at Model Rail Scotland and managed to acquire a couple of pieces that were suited to it. I got a grain wagon, and I also got myself a Hornby Black 5, which has got the digital controller in it. Unfortunately, these curves are too tight for the Black 5 to make it round, so I've also got, as I said before, ideas of lifting these curves and making them a bit wider. But also got another great deal on a rare Harburn Hobbies set. And while I was at it, Clark Railworks happened to throw up a couple of the green and cream coaches that you see in Scotland. I think these ones are probably more suited to the Kyle of Loch Alsh line from Inverness rather than the Glasgow to Mallaig line, which used the West Highland line green and cream. Back and do the other green and cream with the clan names on them, Clan MacLeod and Macintosh and Fraser and all that sort of stuff. So there's a load of coaches there that could go on that. But yeah, again, as I said, my layout's going to be partially fictional. So they'll be able to run on the West Highland line layout that I've got without it being kind of separated as a Kyle of Loch Alsh line as well, or the Hebridean line or something like it's called. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll show you my Scottish stock, get some digital trains running with my new digital controller, and thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Making a better effort to get as many videos out as possible without it being months in between, and keep people up to date, keep people current with what's happening with Angels Ridge. And there's going to be a lot happening. There's a hell of a lot still to come with this. Still settling into my new house, still getting a feel for it, and obviously getting the table sorted is a great help, because I can start doing little jobs, like I was servicing some locals, lubricating some gears, obviously doing some oil brushing, weathering, and I've got some kits I want to build as well. So there's lots kind of planned as far as that goes. So stay tuned, plenty of content still to come, and thanks again for watching. This is the Harburn Hobbies CL20 Train Pack West Highland Line. It's a limited edition. I've got number 167 out of, I think it's 250 or something. But yeah, the Class 20 with 3 coaches, 2 second class coaches and a brake coach as well. And you get a little free Scotty dog with it, which is quite cool. So I set it up, stuck my 3 maroon coaches on, and gave it a blast round the track with the 3 West Highland Line coaches. It runs pretty quick. I discovered there's a DCC chip in it, the Gauge Master, so I've still to investigate that further. It doesn't seem to be working in DCC, and it speeds quite quickly on DC. But it's a wonderful locomotive, it's a wonderful train pack, and it'll look ideal running around my future layout. But I dug out my Bachmann Class 20 that's weathered, and I used that to pull the train set round. Basically, it runs a lot slower, a little bit smoother than the leaner local. Out with the old, the AIN model is alright, but I must admit the NCE power cab is far superior. It only took a minute really just to wire it up. I got the plate, just 2 screws just to hold it on that little bit of wood, and got the power into it. So here we have locomotive at number 3. This is the B unit, Canadian National. Off it tops. It's all good. Happy with my new acquisition. Now I just need to learn how to program all the locals. And this truly amazing model from Rapido Trains, the GMDDFP7 DCC Sound number 1500 in Ontario Northland livery. Absolute beast. It's a pity the trucks are too tight on this to go around my sub 15-inch curves. Other F units do it, the Bachmann one does it, the Proto 2000 does it, but this one doesn't, unfortunately. But stay tuned, it will do in future. Next up is my Broadway Limited Pennsylvania Railroad D6 442 number 89. This is a stunning locomotive, and yeah, let's listen to it and watch it run round. What's this I hear you cry? Well, the Angel's Share original layout was a little shunting layout with this Metcalf building painted white to make up the Angel's Share whisky distillery. And I've been out in the garage and I've been looking at my bits of wood. I was going through boxes and I was looking at stuff, and a total right turn. I've got the ON30 still to get on with. I've got the bit of wood under this bit of wood that's going to have the ON30 NAM 68 Redo layout on it. But I now have plans for a 009 narrow gauge, 145 centimetres by 30 centimetres on this bit of wood here. Little idea of using the buildings from the Angel's Share and do a little small layout, a couple of sidings, so in the form of an ingle nook, but also with a little station for the tourists to come in. Not on that rail bus because that belongs in NAM 68, that's just for an idea of size. And then we go through this junction here, main entrance, which is round the other side, and a little local shed storage area there, another reverse siding here at this warehouse, and the main line that feeds in. So that's my idea of a project that while I'm in the garage I might just chip away at, and the large bit of wood underneath that you can see where those two buildings are sitting on, the station and the engine shed, is the NAM 68 board. Originally I was looking at the longer board for doing the narrow gauge, but it's just way too long. I think the 009 would look better on that length of board. It will be DC analog, and I'm also planning on putting some sort of foam on the board in order to raise elevations and give us some little streams and landforms. So stay tuned. Yes, I know I'm all over the shop, but I love it. That's what's the beauty of this hobby. You've just got to do what you want to do.